Watch this video with me.
Yes!
All right. For those of you who don't know, I am a mom of three, and my eldest son, Ethan, 10, has been playing soccer since he was three. And so this video that you just saw was a pretty impressive match for him. They were playing against a team that he had never played before. This team was equivalent to some type of league. They had three coaches, three photographers. Like they were basically la creme de la creme. So my son's team, they were a little bit nervous, but this was also a very important match for them because if they were able to go to toe to toe with them, then it meant that that team had potential, that team had capabilities. And so what you saw there was Ethan, number four, scoring a goal that was somewhat unexpected. I knew it was expected, but it was somewhat unexpected. And it was a critical moment and point which we're going to dive into it shortly where and why this goal was so significant. So I don't want to say I happen because I do this a lot. From the time Ethan has been playing soccer, I'm the soccer mom that always kind of coaches on the side. Okay, I'm always like, Ethan, be ready, Ethan, be ready, and that is exactly what I did at that time. The parents were on the right side. You can see me because obviously I was the one capturing the moment, but there was a shift that I felt in my spirit, and all of a sudden I positioned myself. And right before I took the video, I literally said, Ethan, be ready. And when Ethan heard me saying, be ready, brought him to a place where an opportunity was created. And that's how he scored the goal. Now, why am I sharing this message with you today? It's because I have been thinking about this for a very long time. As someone who is a mentor and a strategist, helping people with the skills that you have is, it's good and all, but there's a timing to things, right? There's the right time where things just align properly and they work out, and then they achieve their dreams, they achieve their goals, they achieve the results that they are looking for. And this video was a perfect example because I have been, quote unquote, the soccer mom with Ethan for the past 7 years, right? Every game I've gone to every game that he's had, every practices, both myself and my husband, by the way. So we've always been the family that have walked alongside of him since he was 3 years old. And while he has been doing a great job developing the right skills to help him play this game, one thing that we started to notice in this short period, I would say the past 6 months, was timing and positioning. And so I've been capturing all these videos, which I have some of them over time. I'm hoping to share, and I noticed that there was like a very small window where if Ethan is positioned, he was able to make goals. He was able to basically add the skill set that he has built over the years to score a goal. Now, a lot of us are good and equipped, like my son Ethan, right? We've been exercising our skills for a little bit. We've been doing all the right stuff. We have the experience to back it up. What we're missing is what I call the Kairos moment, because I am a person of faith, and so I use faith terminology. Now, the Kairos moment is essentially the appointed time that God gives you, or a small window that God gives you where things just happen exponentially, right? It's a small window. It doesn't really follow the natural laws of the world, right? It doesn't follow the natural season, doesn't follow the natural clock, because it is a God-given moment, okay? When I started to position myself and looking for those Kairos moments, I realized like Ethan was scoring a lot more than before. Not because I'm a coach. Listen, I have zero soccer terminology or soccer understanding. A lot of the times I have to rely on my husband to kind of tell me the rules of engagement and what needs to be done. But one thing that I have understood because I've been walking alongside my son was that there's a particular moment where other people call it luck, but for me, it's basically um, positioning to take advantage of that opportunity. And so the Kairos moment, which is God's appointed time, uh, when it comes, you have to have a certain level of skills, right? You have to be prepared for it. And so, as you saw in the video, everybody was cheering. They're like, ooh. One thing that I have to say is after this game, the coach was like so fired up because that team that they were playing against, the creme de la creme, they had beaten another team that supposedly was a higher level than my son's team 8-0. And so for Ethan to have been able to score one game, I think at the end they still lost, but the loss wasn't major. I think they lost by like 2 points or so. But one of the points that my son's team made was done by him, by Ethan. Right. And he was very impressed. He was excited. He was like, I knew he was the one. I knew he was the one. And I was like, yeah, I know he was the one because I positioned myself. I said, Ethan, be ready. Ethan, be ready. And when Ethan heard that, he knew that this is the exact moment that I am going to score the goal. In fact, he was so excited. He did the little, look at me. Yes. And so having the skill set is important, but understanding the timing, now that's a game changer. For my people of faith, you know, when it comes to timing, that the best example that I can give here is the Israelites. In fact, the word of God says that because of the sons of Issachar, the Israelites prospered because they knew the times and the season. They knew when to consult God, when they needed to move, when they needed to make a shift. And because of that, Israel lived a different timeline than the natural laws of the land. Did they go through tribulations? Did they go through trials? Did they go through all the crazy stuff? Absolutely. But the appointed time of deliverance, the appointed time of opportunity where God was giving them what He had promised to them happened because they lived in a Kairos moment. They had the people who understood. They could sense it. They could feel it within their spirit. They had a direct connection with the Lord to be able to determine when to move. So when it comes to the natural things of every day, if you are out there and you are thinking, man, I've been feeling so tired, I've been trying, and things are not working out. What am I missing? Is it the skill set? Is it not this? What else is it? Consider timing. Really consider timing being a greatest factor because for me that's how it has always worked. I always say that I have had 10 years of experience in the corporate space. But technically, I've had more than 10 years of experience because a lot of these times I have worked in a startup space. And if you have been in the startup space, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Your 1 year could be equivalent to 10 years. And so, yes, on the sheet of paper, it looks like I've had a decade. But in God's time, I've had a lot more than that. And once I understood earlier on in my career that God's timing was different than the world's time, I took advantage of every situation and every space that I was in. I took advantage to learn all the skills that I needed so that when I go to the next level, I not only apply those skill set, but I align myself with God's timing to have the greatest impact. And so, if you're here and you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling tired, listen, if you're a minister and you're like, man, these times are trying, that I can really feel it in my bone that I have done absolutely everything that I can. I have equipped my team, I have done whatever I could to grow the church, or if your minister is in the marketplace, I have positioned my offers, I have done everything that I can, I have sent out all of the things to get the right clients and nothing is happening, consider timing because timing is what makes the difference. Because you may be thinking that this is the appointed time, which it may be, but the Lord may be thinking it might be a month from now because that month from now, the opportunity that He's going to open for you will allow you to experience growth exponentially. Remember that our mind is supposed to be blown whenever God blesses us, right, it's supposed to be exceedingly above anything that we can ever think and or imagine. And that can happen only if you are in God's appointed time, the Kairos moment. I also want to share this, that the Kairos moment is a little bit strategic. It is not like a wide open window where it's like, here it comes and I'm going to walk in. It's literally a small window of opportunity that God opens up for you so that you can experience what he wants you to experience. So before you get to that moment, you have to be prepared. You have to prepare yourself. You have to sharpen your skills. You have to sharpen your discernment spirit. You have to be equipped for that moment because once it's open, you can't just crawl in. You have to walk in your authority, stand strong, do what you have to do so that you can have the greatest impact. Because at the end of the day, whatever we do is to impact those who are around us, those who are meant to receive from us, and also to advance God's kingdom. So the message, once again, ooh, my glass is falling off, is clear here. If you have been doing everything that you have been doing, and listen, be honest with yourself. I really mean it. If you know that your output is supposed to be 10x and you're doing just half of it, don't complain. Okay? Be honest and reset yourself and say, okay, I know I'm supposed to produce X amount for the appointed time. Okay? Do so. If you know that you've done all of that and you are not yielding the results that you are wanting, it is okay. But look out for the Kairos moment. Look out for the appointed time. Look out for the small window that God is going to give you for you to experience results exponentially. Okay? Look for that moment. Look for that moment. Once you get that moment, then you know that everything that I've been prepared for was such a time as this. Remember Esther, everything that she was being prepared for was such a time as this. Even though she was a stranger in a foreign land, she was being prepared for an appointed time to deliver God's people. So that's what you're supposed to do. Make sure that as you wait for that season, as you wait for that time, that you prepare your skill set, that you prepare yourself, prepare your stamina, sharpen your discernment spirit, be so much on fire, and be in tune with your Father in heaven. Have your ears open, have your eyes open. All your senses should be open for that appointed time because when it happens, it'll happen fast. And then you can be like my son Ethan, right? He was so excited, he was so proud. The parents were cheering him up. By the way, I was the only one. When I took the video, I was the only one standing there at that time. It almost felt like I knew that he was going to score at that time. Of course, I knew because the Spirit told me that Ethan, if I say be ready, is going to position himself to score the goal that they really wanted. That was the first one, and they really wanted that goal, right? So, yes, I knew, even though the rest of the parents were sitting on the side, kind of crossing their fingers and hoping, will they score or not? I knew deep within me that that was the right moment. I knew deep within me that that was the right moment. And so I started to walk there. And when everything aligned, the right cloud, the sun, the wind, I said, Ethan, be ready. And that is when he scored. So again, the message is clear here and it's short. Keep working until the appointed time comes. Keep sharpening your tools until that small window of opportunity comes. You have to be prepared for it, okay? You can't just expect the moment to happen and you're going to waltz in and everything is going to be okay. And then I will leave you this as a bonus. Your appointed time is going to look different from other people's season. So, what I mean by that is chaos could be happening and that could still be your appointed time. Yes. What I mean by that is the whole world could be falling and God will preserve you so that you can do what you have to do in that season or experience his blessing in that season. So, as you are preparing yourself, also put a mental note that my time is going to look different from everybody else. Would there be signs? Absolutely. Would there be confirmation? Absolutely. Would there be people that would tell you, hey, I don't know, it's coming, be ready? Absolutely. The signs are going to be there. But guess what? Don't look left, don't look right, don't look at your environment because your timing is going to look different from other people. Why? I know because that's how it's been for me. My seasons have looked completely different from the people that are around me. They eventually caught up to me, but my seasons have looked completely different from the people that are around me. And that is the covenant that I have made with the Lord. And I have decided that as long as I walk with Him, as long as I hear, I am always going to position myself to experience the Kairos moment. I'm going to position myself for God to do what He has to do at the appointed time. So I hope you like my little motivation today.